Kremer and his kick-ass radio show. Presented by Kremer.
Carlos Kremer's Kick-Ass Radio Show. We are so excited to have the man, the myth, just a guy who's got more credentials. We don't even have time to go over your credentials. He is three-time Abu Dhabi champion, 8-time world champion, Pan-American champion. I mean, you name it. Andre Galvao in studio today. Andre, Professor, welcome to my show.
It's my pleasure, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity, so I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, you know what? It's such a pleasure to be here. I know you've got a very busy schedule. You're training very hard. Metamoris 4 coming up, everybody, as everyone knows.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about this, because this is what people want to know. You against Chael Sonnen for the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that when you got the word that you were going to be fighting against Chael?
Yeah, Metamoris always like to have me fighting there, I felt like this is my third Metamoris fight, super fight. And then Halek was reach me, calling me, asking if I want to fight again, and then he came with the propose to fight against Chael Sonnen, and then I say yes, no problem for me. Let's do it. I'm sure he wants to fight, and he said yeah, he wants to fight. Let's do it. I said okay, yeah, no problem. So
and that's
how it works.
Yeah, and that's pretty admirable too. When you said you're sure he wants to fight me in a jiu-jitsu match, right? And so you got to respect him for that.
No, just because I know he's a UFC fighter and everything like that. He's an MMA fighter, and I know in MMA, when you sign a contract, you have deals which is protect you, to not fight this type of event, And I realized Chael is no no longer fighting UFC, so and that's why the fight works, So that's why we're gonna fight each other.
And have you met Chael? Have you trained with him ever before?
No, I never trained with him, but I met him in the last Metamoris. I was there to coach Kina Cornelius, my student, and I met him in the crowd. I saw him there, and then hey, what's up? I say, yo, what's up, man? And then we shake hands, and he was very respectful, when we met each other. He said, yeah, man, I like your job and things like that. I said, yeah, man. Yeah, good to see you here, that's great, and then that's the only contact I have with him,
I think people are surprised to hear that some of these guys, when you actually meet them, right, not headed into a fight or not right there at the event, that you're fighting with them. Away from that, they're really nice guys, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Everybody knows everybody,
Yeah, and Chael is great because he's such a well-versed guy, and he knows how to pump up a fight really well.
Yeah.
And has a silver tongue for doing so.
Yeah.
Andre, let's talk styles. I mean, you've gone against wrestlers all your life, and as a matter of fact, I believe you've even said before you enjoy going against wrestlers.
Yeah, I haven't fight jiu-jitsu for a long time. I'm black belt since 2005. Almost 10 years black belt. Fighting. I fight at DCC since 2007. And I fought a lot of wrestlers, before, and when I moved to the United States, my wrestling improved a little bit, because here, you guys have a great wrestling. I'm here for 4 years, and since I moved, I trained a little bit of wrestling, and I haven't trained with a lot of wrestling, for the last 3-4 years, and I enjoy it. I have fun, training with them, It's not easy, they're really strong, they have a very good endurance, good pace, they keep the pace all the time, they have power, strong, and no gi is a lot about physical as well, so when you're strong, helps you a lot, because you don't have the grips, you don't have the material to hold, but of course the technique is important as well, but it's really hard to submit a wrestler,
Right, especially with a guy like him who's going to want great takedowns as well, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be leery of that. But he likes a top game like most wrestlers, right?
Yeah, of course. The wrestlers, they don't like to be with their back on the floor. I never met a wrestler which play guard really well, you know, because they have in their mind, like when they have the back on the floor, the guy can pin them, you know, like in the wrestling match, if you keep your back on the floor for 3 seconds, the fight is over. So they always try to be like away from that position, from that situation. They try to be on top all the time, and that's how they build their game, you know, because like they have a good takedown, and it's hard to sweep them because they have a good base as well, you know, and that's the way they fight.
Let's get to Metamoris back. You know, Chael Sonnen, you're going against big guy. We were talking on the break. I mean, he's going to probably come in there at 230, 235. How is that? Are you even concerned with the weight? You're what, 195? We were saying.
Yeah, right now I'm 195, like 200 when I'm in the weekends. You know, like Monday I'm like 200.
After a little relaxation.
Yeah. But you know, of course, like the size is a good advantage. You know, as I say, like no gi is like a lot of, you know, like the physical is like counts. You know, really counts. But you know, I have my technique. You know, I have my black belt. I have my skills. I have my experience. And I think like this will make the difference. You know, no matter the size.
And now, with the guys taking you down, the real, true wrestlers, like a Chael who's going to be looking for that, are you, you know, you have a split second to get a guillotine, right? Or some kind of a choke? Or, you know, is that, and that's always in their mind too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Like, you take a risk every time you shoot, like, you give your neck, you know. But Chael is really good in double legs, and his Greco is really good as well. You know, when he pummeling and set up like a body lock, things like that. You know, and that's like when he's dangerous. You know, and I think like he's not gonna try to shoot like low. You know? Yeah.
Now, if you get that double leg, then that kind of takes away that guillotine choke, doesn't it?
Yeah, but if you don't have the guillotine, the fight just starts.
Right. Many other options, including going to his back.
It's a submission only.
Right. Well, one of the big things why you're such a crowd favorite as well is you're a finisher. You are going. You're not a points guy. Yeah. You're a guy who wants to. If it's going down, you want to submit him.
Yeah, of course. Like, that's the goal of this fight. You know, to win the fight, you need to submit, and I want to win, so I will seek the submission. What's
your favorite? Do you like getting guys' backs? Do you guys? What's your favorite move of them all?
I like to take the back. I like to take the back. I like chokes. You know, I like that. But you know, whatever the guy offer me, like I gotta go. You know, so I gotta be ready for every single situation, and I gotta be ready too for like if Chael like try to set up some good submission as well. I gotta be ready, like, to defend myself as well. You know?
Do you? So even when you're training for a match like this, which is no gi, you're still wearing the gi and still.
Yeah, I put the gi every day. Every day.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, because that helps on everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I'm a jiu-jitsu fighter, you know. I need to wear the gi.
Do you? Are you a guy that like? Do you have a game plan with Chael going in? Or are you open to anything? And the next question is, do you have a prediction of what's going to happen?
When I fight, I don't really have like strategy. You know, I just gotta flow into the fight. I just gotta keep going because I don't know what can happen. You know, Chael Sonnen can pull guard. You know, I don't know. He can do whatever. He can surprise me. You know, I gotta just be ready for any situation, you know. Of course, like, it's not gonna be that way, probably, you know, but that's what can happen, you know. So I gotta be ready for every single situation, top or bottom, side, you know, bad situation, good situation, you know. And I think Chael, he'll try to keep the pace during the fight, using his weight on top, you know. Trying to put the pressure, and then I think I need to be aware with the guillotines, you know, like I don't want to let him like go around my neck or things like that, or like snap me down and get me a headlock or something like that, you know, because he's a wrestler and the wrestlers are really good on that, and I gotta pay attention on my shots as well, you know. If I shoot like on his leg, I gotta pay attention on the headlocks, you know.
Right.
So just like be aware with the guillotines, kimuras, you know, and because he's really strong, you know. So and heavy. So I gotta just be aware with that.
And you visualize yourself, don't you, with your hand raised, of course, at the end of each fight.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah,
every day. So especially in the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks of the fight, I visualize myself like fighting. You know, I visualize myself like going through the submission and celebrating, you know, afterwards. So I like to do that. I feel the adrenaline already.
Yeah, it's so important to visualize that, isn't it? And you can feel the stage, you can feel the people, right?
Yeah.
The atmosphere.
Yeah, everything starts like that, you know. I think when you have a dream, when you have a goal, you need to have the vision first, you know. After the vision, the goal comes, you know. So to conquer something, I believe you need to have this.
You know, we're going over a lot of things. We've got Metamoris 4 coming up. Chael Sonnen, Andre Galvao. We've got Josh Barnett versus Dean Lister.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Right? That's going to be fun to watch. We have any thoughts? I mean, I know you've trained quite a bit with the Boogeyman,
yes.
Dean Lister, so
yes.
you know his style. What do you think about that fight?
I would cheer for Dean. You know, I really like Dean. Dean's a amazing fighter, and of course Josh Barnett is a very strong guy, heavy, and his jiu-jitsu is really good, you know. In MMA, like most of his fights, he finished the guys, you know. He's a finisher, he goes to the heel hooks as well, but I believe like he can do that against Dean, you know.
Well, and we're talking Josh Barnett is probably going to go into there at about 270 pounds plus,
yes,
right? But Dean's a big guy too. He's about 230, 235, so.
Yeah, Dean's good, man. I think it's going to be like a good fight, you know, and I believe like Dean's going to lock him out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been 15 years since Dean's been submitted.
Yes.
In a major fight?
Yes.
Vinny Magalhaes, who's a very accomplished jiu-jitsu fighter as well, that's going to be a great fight.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great fight. We've got, you know, as well, we have to mention that Saulo Ribeiro is fighting against Comprido Medeiros. Mm-hmm. Wow, what a battle that's going to be. And you're tight with both of those guys.
Yeah. Saulo he has a very good jiu-jitsu. He works with a lot of pressure, you know. Comprido, back in the day, in the 2000s, you know, 1999, he used to be like the man, like Roger Grace, like Buchecha is today, you know. And it's gonna be a pretty nice fight, pretty good fight. And Saulo in the last couple Masters Wars, like he used to dominate like everyone,
right?
You know? So I want to see that. It's gonna be 20 minutes. Let's see how they are, you know, how sharp they are in the conditioning.
You know what, everybody? It has been another amazing show. We've had Andre Galvao, who's fighting in Metamoris 4, going against Chael Sonnen. Atos Jiu-Jitsu. Check it out in San Diego. He's got a fan page. Go on the internet and the website. Champ, it's been a pleasure having you.
No problem, man. So you guys are great. Thank you so much for the opportunity, you know. If you guys have any questions, andregalvan.com.
There it is. Hit it up. Carlos Kremer's Kick-Ass Radio Show on WS.com. Your leader in Internet talk.